Hi, I'm Kevin Tomlinson, and some people know me as the Wordslinger. And if you're a listener to the Wordslinger podcast, I wanted to give you kind of a behind the scenes look at where all the magic happens for the show. So every week, I interview someone new. Actually, typically I interview several people in a week, but it's all done right here in this space. And this is a converted closet. I'm not gonna lie. That's what this is. It's in my home. It's not far. It's a few feet, several feet from my office where I do my writing. But here, I'm going to move you around. Sorry, so hold on to your lunch. But the grand tour here is there we go. So here is this is my setup. So I use my MacBook Air, which is what I write on when I'm out and about and traveling as well. So it pulls out of the system. I'm going to get a dedicated computer at some point. But this is my Samson microphone. See, you hear that? That was me. And so this is the, I never, I know there's a fancy term for it, and I've actually used it, and I can't recall what it is. It just keeps me from spitting on the microphone, basically. My glass of water over here. Of course, my Doctor Who paraphernalia, like the ever-present TARDIS. All the knickknacks and such in the room. The technical equipment, this is my Zoom H4n handy recorder, which I use as a pass through to get back into the computer so that I can record the Skype calls and everything. And I also take that with me sometimes because it's pretty handy, hence the name. But it makes a great on camera mic, first of all, if I'm doing some camera work. But it also, I can do a podcast live somewhere, or not live, but in the presence of others, and move that around. And it's a great recorder, so I recommend it. By the way, if you like that recorder, you can actually buy it through my website at kevintomlinson.com/resources. So go check that out. I have an affiliate link that lets me make a little cash off that. So down here is my mixer, and I use this to, I can run multiple audio channels through, which I don't frequently do right now, but I can. I have the ability. And then I can actually, when I need to cough or something, this is the switch that goes all the way down. So once I clear my throat or something on air, that's what, this is what happens. So turn that up and down. And this is it's a little Android tablet that I'm eventually going to, I don't know if you can see that. I'm eventually going to make a soundboard, with all the pre-recorded sound effects and everything. So that's it. And then there's, of course, the headphones, which in the business we call cans. So, and that's pretty much it. And there's other stuff here. That monitor is for it's for when I read scripts or do any kind of like scripted audio work, reading a book or whatever. For audiobooks. So that's it. That's the studio. That's the behind the scenes look. And, pay no attention to the curtains. The curtains really are just, I didn't feel, I kind of ran out of steam as I was putting the sound foam in. I'm going to finish out the rest up. But eventually I'm going to tear all this back out. I'm going to paint everything. I'm going to set up some lights so I can do more of this kind of video work. It's going to be a little different, but and a little better, but it'll be kind of cool. So I'll show you that as I do that. So that's the studio. Now, here's the real reason I wanted to do this. So I have this YouTube channel, and I've had it for a while, and I've tried all kinds of things. There's posts of me walking, and when I was a little thinner, which I probably need to do that more often. And there are a lot of them where I'm driving or whatever, and I just kind of ramble, and that's cool and to a degree. I mean, it's just me being me. But what I really want, I want to create things that add some value to people's lives and help them and entertain them. So I thought I'll show you some behind the scenes of the studio, and then I'll enlist your help because here's what I'm looking for. I need advice on what this channel should be. Like, what do you think this YouTube channel should focus on? And maybe it's not just one thing, but here are the things that I'm kind of doing in my career, in my life, and you can tell me if if any of this fits for a YouTube channel, if you want to hear more about it or whatever. But I'm an author. I've written about 12 books that are currently available. You can buy them. You can buy them on Amazon. You can go to my website at kevintumlinson.com/books, and you can pick up copies of anything you want. And that work is near and dear to me, and I'm always going to do that. And I can talk about that. If you just want to hear about the work, that's great. I can do that. I'm going to run out of topics fairly quickly if I'm only talking about my books, but I could talk about fiction writing and talk about science fiction and fantasy and writing in general. I can talk about all those things. I do coaching and consulting, so I help authors, like indie authors who want to become full-time authors. I help them kind of figure out and start their business, and then that's kind of an offshoot of the Self-Publishing Answers podcast that I do with Nick Thacker. Excuse me. And I also coach people who want to use writing as part of their business, so coaches and keynote speakers and other consultants and that sort of thing, who may not want to write fiction necessarily, but also they want to write a book or they want to become better writers. They want to use writing to grow their business. So, if you wanted to be a blogger, but you don't have a daily writing habit, and you're looking for a way to develop that, or if you want to be an author and you need a process for writing a book, even though you're maybe not skilled at that or don't or don't particularly enjoy that process, that's the kind of thing I help people with. So I can talk about that. Building an authority business, that's kind of the theme of the Wordslinger show now, and I do that through writing, so everything comes back to writing. I'm just going to tell you that right off. I am the writer. I'm a wordslinger. That's what I do. It's what I talk about. It's what I'm an expert in. So that could be the general topic of this channel. So you tell me, and maybe it's something entirely different. I love pop culture. I'm a science fiction geek. I read and study a lot of science, actually. So, I'm doing a third podcast I just started, as if I didn't have enough. I'm going to tell you honestly. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I love writing, and writing is something I will always do. But if I got the podcast to a level where it was paying me an income to live on, and I was given the choice of do that work full time, or continue scattering and trying to keep multiple silos going or whatever. I mean, I would probably choose doing the podcast full time. And I mean, I will always write. I will always write books, and I will always talk to people about writing books. But I would love to do a podcast. That would be a great work for me, because I think it adds a lot of value to people. I think it's interesting. It's I'm talking to people about their businesses. I'm talking to people about what their passions is. What I'm talking about. I'm talking to people about the stuff that makes them get up in the morning and do all the work they do. And I'm trying to find out sort of the secrets behind their success, so that I can share them with people, but also so I can learn it, because that's really why I started this whole thing. So I love doing that. I love talking to people about that stuff, and I would do that full time. This could be an extension of that. I could start trying to get people on the show. It's just there's overlap. So I mean, I don't want to duplicate what I'm doing with the podcast. I want this to be an additional source of value for what I'm doing. So that's kind of the whole nutshell of everything. If you are, I'm going to adjust the camera again. So if you are a listener, or if you're one of my readers, if you read my blog, if you read my books, maybe you've tuned into this podcast in the past. It's been all over the place. I don't want to continue with, coming back 3 months later or 6 months later and apologizing to the camera and saying, I'm going to, this time it's for real, I'm going to do it. I want to create something valuable that's fun for me to do and fun for you to watch. And, we get to know each other. I want to do that. I want to build an audience, and I want to, I want to do something. I want to help. I want to build this. So, that's it. That's my plea. So I hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes of the studio here, and we can definitely chat anytime you like. One thing, so I wanted to announce, because I mentioned this, I tried this earlier on another recording using YouTube has a record directly YouTube thing, but it's not working. So I had mentioned some stuff, and it's in my show notes already, so I want to bring it up. Nick Thacker and I, we're business partners now, and we have a website called readycovers.com, which if you're an author and you're looking for a cover for your book, come check that out, readycovers.com. But also if you're a designer and you want to start selling book covers, what we've done is create a marketplace and a community. So you can come in as a designer and upload your work, and you basically you instantly have a storefront for your work, and then and you control everything. So come in and offer your wares, and you get to interact with the authors who are coming by, and we're going to be marketing this more and so building up an audience for it. But if you come check that out, then and become part of that community, then the authors benefit and you benefit. So authors and designers alike, come check out readycovers.com. What were some other things I mentioned? The coaching, of course, coaching and consulting. If you are interested in being a writer of any kind, come talk to me. I can help out. I got pretty decent rates too. So, and we can do a free consultation call up front. I don't mind. But what I want to do is find out where you are, what your goals are, and get you into a program where I can help you do that. And I tell people all the time, you can at the very least, you could make more than minimum wage as a copywriter. All it would take is, you could do it on the side, and all you really need for this is you need a computer with internet access. And you need to have, the basic skills of writing down. You need to be able to spell, and you need, to understand punctuation and grammar, and you need to be able to self-edit a little. But for the most part, you start off low. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You're not going to make a fortune right away. You're not going to command high rates right away. But, I can promise you that if you just have even basic skills as a writer, and you can write a persuasive essay for school, then you can be a copywriter. And I can walk you through the whole process of that, coach you all the way, and teach you how to do this. So, if you're looking to start a business, or if you just want to improve copywriting for your own business, your existing business, talk to me about that. If you're looking to write a book, I have a process for writing a book. I'm creating a program called 30-Day Author right now, which, is for that's kind of got a split audience in a way, because it's for the person who wants to write their own book. I have a process for that, but it's also for the person who doesn't want to write their own book. They want a book, but they don't write, and I have a whole process for that too. And there are some surprising techniques you might find interesting. So talk to me, and I'll get you set up on that. The other things, let's see. Tune into the Self-Publishing Answers podcast if you're a writer. And you can get that now by going to spapodcast.com, and there's a link. I've already got the link. And that's me and Nick Thacker, and every week we talk to ourselves, we talk to other authors, we talk to people in the publishing industry, and we give tips, we answer questions, voicemail and that sort of thing. So go check out that show. Speaking of voicemail, if you have a question that you'd like me to answer, and I can answer it here if you want, you can specify that, or I can answer it on my Wordslinger podcast. So call me at 281-809-WORD, and that's 281-809-9673, and leave me a voicemail, and I'll play that on the air. And alternatively, if you don't like the idea of a voicemail, you can email me that question. So, or contact me through YouTube. Go to my website. There's a contact button there at kevintumlinson.com. Lots of ways to get in touch with me. So call 281-809-WORD, 281-809-9673, and we'll get you on the air if you like. So, that's it. Is that it? You can check out my blog at kevintumlinson.com/blog. I already told you about books. I told you about Ready Covers. So that is that's the long and short of it. So check out the podcast, Wordslinger Podcast, at wordslingerpodcast.com. Link in the show notes as well. So that's it. So you tell me, what would you like this channel to be about? how can I help and entertain you, and how can we be friends and start exchanging some communication with each other. So thanks so much for, I don't know, just tuning in, for watching this long. I'm looking and we're at 15 minutes. I don't know why I always go 15 minutes, but thanks for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.